Hey y'all, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you taking time out of y'all's busy schedule to stop in and see what it is I'm up to. Today is April 19th, 2020. We are starting into our 6th week of the local quarantine in place, or isolate in place, safer at home because of the COVID-19 coronavirus Chinese flu thing that's got the whole world basically living at home. So yeah, it's currently 78 degrees here in Jacksonville, Florida. That's Fahrenheit. That's 25.5556 degrees in Celsius. I don't know why that's easier, but y'all seem to think it is. It is about 79% humidity. You walk outside, it's like walking into a wall. So, especially if you got breathing difficulties like I do. Um, the other day, the G Brats stopped over, the little G's. I don't know if you can see that or not. Anyway, they had masks on, and they came over to help Pop take the trash out and clean up and whatever. So I really enjoyed that. I had a question yesterday, I think it was, from Michelle and Tony in Australia. Not sure where in Australia. Uh, they wanted to know if I've always lived in Florida. I've done a couple of these type videos in the past, but I've gotten more and more um, subscribers. So go ahead and redo some of that. I'm up to 1,560 plus subscribers. That's unbelievable. I can remember when I was like ecstatic over having 10, and half of them were family. Uh, that's not to say I'm not ecstatic about this. I mean, every one of y'all, I appreciate each and every one of you, and that's part of why I'm here on YouTube. But uh, Tony and Michelle asked, if I've always lived in Florida, and the straight up answer is no. I was born and raised in New Jersey, on the New Jersey coast, Seaside Heights, Seaside Park, Whitley Beach area. Um, Literally yards from the water. I had a boat before I had a bicycle. I could swim before I could walk. Um, Lived there until I started high school in Morristown, New Jersey, which is on the closer to the Delaware River and closer to Philadelphia than the shore. It's about 70 miles across the state. So, uh, I basically grew up in that area, and then I lived in various areas around there. After I spent some time in the military, in the Air Force, mostly stationed in Lyle, Arkansas. Back to New Jersey. We moved around after I got married. We moved around a little bit in that area, into Pennsylvania for a couple months, back into New Jersey, and then I had a couple of really bad accidents, a couple of bad luck years. Basically, it seemed like every June or so, every June or July, I'd go out and something would happen. I'd fall off a roof and break my arm, or have a car accident, break my back. It was just, it seemed like every time I turned around. And then one July, 80, 85, no, 86. Uh, we were at a racetrack. I used to used to be part of a dirt track car, running around on a dirt track. And car came through the fence and into the stands, and it hit me and the Ole Miss, or parts of the debris or whatever, and I ended up in the hospital. Major facial fractures. One side of my face is all eggshelled. The other side is all rebuilt with metal pieces, metal plates, and all different types of plates. And in and out of hospitals for I don't know, almost 2 years. So, and then along with some other injuries and pins and whatever, like I got a metal bone in here. I was working at the messenger service in Philadelphia, and standing on a corner, got hit by a car. That's the imprint of a Mustang rear view or side view mirror. Just tore my hand wide open. But and then there's other ones, and just cold. I couldn't deal with the cold anymore, so I came down to Florida. We came down here. The Ole Miss's father lived here in Jacksonville, and her brother. Come to find out, she had a lot of other brothers and sisters that we didn't really know about. The old man was married 3 times, I think. I don't know. I still can't keep track of how many brothers and sisters she had. But so yeah, we came down here. The old man had gotten sick, and like I said, I couldn't really deal with the cold, so we came down here, and that was almost 30 years ago, I think. Yeah, like 1990 or 1991, something like that. So we've been down here quite a while, and then I've had several accidents even while we were down here. And the last one where I rolled my dump truck, the guy came onto the highway. I was carrying a full load. The guy came onto the highway and went to pass another car, and his back bumper hit my front tire, and yeah, it was all over. Literally, a ride at Disney World. Just it dove to the right. I pulled it back to the left. It went back to the right. It stood up on its nose, did a triple pirouette, came down, and just slid. Yeah. That was interesting. Messed up my neck and my shoulders, and anyway. So that's it. That's I've been here in Florida, roughly 30 years thereabouts. So somewhere around half of my life. Not a native, but sometimes I feel like my kids aren't really natives either. All my kids were born up north, but most of them were very little when they came down here. I believe my youngest daughter, we were here a year before we got her into pre-kindergarten. So anyway, yeah, that's what that is. So there's the answer to your question, Michelle and Tony. I really appreciate you subscribing and commenting the way you do. I think I've said this on numerous occasions. YouTube is my savior, not religious wise, but excuse me. I think it's what's actually getting me through all this nonsense we're doing now. I know it pulled me out of a deep depression with why I started YouTube. I used to have the kids and I started a home haunted house. Back when the kids were, I think they were like 13 and 14, my son and daughter. And they were like, we're not going trick-or-treating. That's stupid. We want to have a party. All right. So we had a party. We decorated. And the kids were coming up. The other kids were coming up trick-or-treating. They'd be coming out and jumping out and scaring them, and just having a good time. So it started from there. And then like the next year we had a 10 by 10 pop up that had a bunch of decorations in it, and you had to walk in and get your candy. And then it became a 10 by 20, and then it became a 20 by 20. And before you realized it, almost 20 years had passed, and we had somewhere around 3,500, 4,000 square feet of haunt winding all the way around my yard. Like you started at one corner, and you came all the way down around the house, and then back in around the house, and then this way, like all through the backyard. And yeah, we had 40 adults, excuse me, 40 actors, because some of them were actually the grandkids and whatever. But yeah, we had a grand old time, and that's basically what I was focused on, because I wasn't working or anything, and it was my artistic outlet. I worked on making props and stuff all year long, preparing props, making new props, and then one year we were just way too big. We really were. We lived on a dead end street, and usually nice and quiet, and even the neighbors enjoyed coming to the haunt. But it got to a point where, as the last year, we had a line of cars with all the way out to the main street, and people standing in line. It was unbelievable. So, and we ended up running until like 1 o'clock in the morning before we could get everybody out. And anyway, the city came by and said no more, and that sent me into a tailspin. Like now what do I do? What are we going to do? And not only did they tell us no more, it's like they started coming in hard and heavy with code enforcement. All the stuff we had stored, and our sheds and whatnot weren't proper, and yeah, it just became a real mess. And I started getting onto my landlord. Anyway, so all that happened, and then my sister passed away, and that really rocked my world. It really did. My sister used to always tell me I needed to publish my recipes or my meals somehow, and I did a little bit on Instructables, and it worked. It was okay. But after she passed, and I thought about YouTube, and I used to come on here, and I'd have friends, even like Granddad is an old man, who I still watch now, and is a subscriber to me. Hey, I would say, stuff like, if if you can't come up with content, just go for a ride. Show us where you live, show us what's going on, and because people are from all over, and I'd never seen England other than on TV. People that live in Norway or Switzerland or Germany or wherever, even parts here in the United States, where there was people that I was watching, and I'd be like, they didn't have any content for a week or two. I didn't know what to do. Go for a ride, man. You live in the hills of Ohio. Show us the hills of Ohio. Show us the coastline of Washington, D.C. And I realized, you know what? I live in Florida. There's a lot of beauty here that I don't see. I mean, I see it, but I don't see it the way other people might see it. And that was the impetus to get started. I just started right there. I started with going for a ride and making a video of it. And Well, actually, I started with a couple of other little videos that never made it onto YouTube for one reason or another. But um, but yeah, that's where I got started doing this, and it just once I started, it was like a relief valve went off, and there was a medium to create um, creative release, whatever. But so that I could just do like what I'm doing right now, or building these crazy spaceships, or painting pictures, or whatever, and and sharing my recipe concoctions, and it's grown to what it is, and y'all are out there, and it's incredible. It really is. I can't describe it unless you're a creator, a video, a YouTuber. I don't think anyone can really understand what it means to have other people say, "That's cool," and it's almost an addiction. I mean, my channel's not monetized, so I don't make anything off of any of these videos. I think if I was monetized, YouTube would share me more, and I would actually get more subscribers. But that's not what I'm here for. I'm here because I enjoy doing this, and I enjoy sharing, which is another thing. That's totally not me. And I've said this before on video, that my mom wonders who the guy is that she's watching on YouTube, because it's not me. Because trying to get me to talk is like, it's you're pulling the words out of my mouth, and so this has actually changed me quite a bit, and I'm even a little bit more less introverted, I guess. I don't avoid people quite as strenuously as I used to. And I don't go out looking for conversation, but I don't run away from it either. So, no, maybe I do. I guess I'm still pretty introverted, but not nowhere near as bad as I used to be. I was a real recluse, and like I said, this is just totally different. I'm totally different on camera, I think, than I am in real life. Although, I think once you get me started on a topic that I enjoy, I can be, I can actually start yakking. So, and here I am. I'm just waffling away, aren't I? So anyway, that's the answer to that question. I think I'm going to put the picture of the G-Brats up as the thumbnail. So yeah, I don't really have anything else at the moment. We'll just see what the day brings. I mean, it's already 1 o'clock. Yeah, it's after 1 o'clock, and because I just had a weird night last night. You ever have one of those nights where, like, you don't think you're going to sleep, and you think you're tossing and turning, you look over at the clock, and it's been, it's 3 hours later, and it's like, I need to go to sleep, and you toss and turn, and, you look over at the clock, it's 2 or 3 hours later, and that's just the way it seemed to be last night. At one point, I actually got up. It was about 3:30. I got up and, like, maybe I need to eat or something. And that's what I did. I made a sandwich and sat down and ate and read part of a book and went back to bed. And yeah, so I didn't get up until after 11 o'clock. That's late for me right now. Early for what I used to do. I I used to not go to bed until 7 in the morning, get up at 12 or 1 o'clock. So I don't know if this virus thing is taking me back to that or what, but I kind of got used to being up at 8:30ish. But so anyway, waffling and babbling on. Let me know what you think, folks. Give me a thumbs down or a thumbs up. Leave me a comment wherever you all leave comments on your internet access device of choice. If you'd like to share me around your social media, that'd be fandoculous. Check me out on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. I'll have links in the description box, wherever that happens to be on your device of choice. Oh, excuse me. Also have links to similar videos, and you'll find my email and my snail mail and yada, yada, yada. So if your loved ones are nearby, give them a kiss and a hug. If they're not, give them a call. Hit them up on Facebook. Let them know you think about them. Let them know you love them. We ain't promised tomorrow, people. We ain't promised our next breath. So I see y'all again. I hope you have a fandoculous day. Lunchy, y'all. Bye-bye.